What if I told you that the ocean beneath the moonlight isn't endless, but alive? That it breathes, remembers, and carries the story of everything that has ever lived? Welcome back to the Sleep Labs. Tonight, we're descending into the deep, into the slow, shifting blue that covers most of our planet, that shapes our weather, our climate, and even the rhythm of our own hearts. The ocean isn't just a place. It's the Earth's oldest mirror, reflecting both the beginning and the endlessness of life itself. Before we begin, sleepy friends, I'd love to know a little about you. Where in the world are you listening from tonight? What time is it where you are? Are you near the sea or dreaming of it? Tell me in the comments. I love seeing how far these stories drift and how connected this quiet world can feel when we listen together, because tonight we're not just talking about the ocean as we know it. We're remembering what it once was, a world of silence and pressure, of light that fades into blackness, of creatures that glow in the dark and mountains that rise from the sea floor. We're traveling through the depths, from the sunlit shallows to the places where no light has ever reached. So breathe slowly and let your thoughts float for a while. These are 100 facts about the ocean, the planet's oldest mystery, its greatest secret, and the calm, endless heartbeat of the world we call home. Fact 1. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, yet we've explored less than 5% of it. It's the last true frontier on Earth, a world that hides mountain ranges larger than the Himalayas and valleys deeper than the Grand Canyon. Pressure builds with every meter until it becomes strong enough to crush steel, and yet life endures there. Strange fish with translucent bodies drift in the darkness. Jellyfish pulse with faint blue light, and colonies of bacteria feed on minerals that leak from the Earth's crust. The deep ocean isn't lifeless. It's an ancient alien realm that has existed almost unchanged for millions of years. When we explore it, we aren't just looking into the sea. We're looking backward in time. Fact 2. Every drop of seawater contains entire worlds of invisible life. A single teaspoon can hold millions of microorganisms, plankton, algae, tiny drifting animals that create the foundation for nearly every oceanic food chain. They are fragile, microscopic, and essential, producing more than half the oxygen on Earth. That means every other breath you take comes from the ocean. Some of these organisms glow in the dark, turning waves into ribbons of light that shimmer under the moon. When you see the sea glowing at night, what you're witnessing isn't magic, it's millions of living sparks. Tiny creatures flickering in unison across the surface of the deep. Fact 3. The ocean's tides are the oldest rhythm on Earth. They are caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. But their effect goes beyond physics. They are a heartbeat that all life has learned to follow. Ancient coastal creatures evolved to the rhythm of their rise and fall. Even now, the pull of the tides subtly influences the migrations of animals, the growth of coral, and the cycles of weather. When you stand by the sea and feel the water reach for your feet, you're feeling the pull of the moon itself, a whisper from another world moving the body of this one. Fact 4. The longest mountain chain on Earth isn't on land, it lies beneath the sea. The mid-ocean ridge stretches more than 60,000 kilometers around the planet, an underwater scar where molten rock rises and hardens into new crust. It's the birthplace of the ocean floor. Along its ridges are hydrothermal vents, underwater geysers that spew superheated water rich with minerals. Around them, life thrives in total darkness. Tube worms grow taller than humans. Blind shrimp cluster in swarms, and bacteria turn the heat of the earth into energy. It's one of the only ecosystems that doesn't rely on sunlight. Proof that life doesn't need light, only possibility. Fact 5. The ocean has a sound, a low, continuous hum that fills its depths. It's not silence, but a kind of music. The groan of shifting ice, the crackle of shrimp, the rumble of distant earthquakes, and the long songs of whales that can travel across entire oceans. Sound moves farther underwater than it does through air, so every noise lingers. To the creatures who live there, the ocean is never still. It speaks in vibrations, in echoes, in whispers that only those who belong to it can understand. Fact 6. The ocean creates its own weather. Warm currents flow from the tropics to the poles, carrying heat and moisture across the globe. This movement shapes the jet streams above, controls rainfall, and even influences the air we breathe. Without the ocean's steady circulation, Earth's climate would collapse into chaos, too hot in some places, too cold in others. Every breeze, every storm, every flake of snow begins with the movement of water beneath the waves. Fact 7. Beneath the surface of the sea lie forests that move with the tides. Kelp can grow more than half a meter a day, forming underwater jungles that sway in slow, hypnotic rhythm. These forests shelter countless species: fish, sea otters, crustaceans, and seahorses that cling to the fronds like leaves in the wind. Sunlight filters through the water, turning everything gold and green. But warming oceans and hungry sea urchins threaten these delicate worlds. When the kelp disappears, the life around it fades too, and the sea grows stiller, emptier. Fact 8. The ocean remembers the past. Layers of sediment on the seafloor preserve the planet's story. Grains of volcanic ash, shells of tiny creatures, and traces of ancient climates frozen in time. Scientists drill deep into this underwater record to learn how the world once was, when the ice advanced, when it melted, when the air changed. Every layer is a page, and together they form the history of Earth, written not in words, but in dust, salt, and silence. Fact 9. The sea is home to the largest living structures on Earth. Coral reefs. Each coral is a tiny animal, building a limestone home that connects with thousands of others to form cities beneath the waves. These reefs are nurseries for life, sheltering a quarter of all marine species. From above, they look motionless, but up close, they pulse with color and motion. Polyps feeding, fish weaving between branches, small predators darting through gaps. Yet they are fragile. A single degree of warming can bleach a reef, turning it ghostly white. Entire ecosystems can vanish in weeks. The reefs are living time, slow and beautiful, and they are fading before our eyes. Fact 10. The ocean is the planet's great mirror. It reflects the sky, but it also reflects us, our choices, our history, our future. It absorbs the excess heat of the atmosphere, buffers our storms, and carries the memory of everything we've done to it. The plastic drifting on its surface, the chemicals in its depths, the noise of ships that echo across its basins, all of it becomes part of the sea's story. And yet, for all its fragility, the ocean remains vast and patient. It reshapes itself constantly, absorbing harm and remaking life. It asks nothing in return but time. Fact 11. Beneath the waves, rivers flow. In the depths of certain seas, dense, salty water moves like a current beneath lighter layers above, carving channels into the seafloor just as rivers carve valleys on land. Off the coast of Egypt, the Mediterranean's salty waters spill into the Atlantic, like a silent waterfall, invisible but immense. In the Gulf of Mexico, a thick, dark current of brine creeps along the seabed, so dense it forms its own surface, its own waves. Fish that wander into it drift as if through another world, their bodies shimmering where two oceans overlap. The sea is not one body of water, but many, layered and alive. Fact 12. There are places in the ocean where light has never existed. At the bottom of the Mariana Trench, nearly 11 kilometers down, the pressure is 1,000 times greater than at the surface. The temperature hovers near freezing, and no sunlight has ever reached those depths. And yet, life persists, ghostly amphipods, snailfish with transparent skin, and colonies of microbes that feed on minerals rather than sunlight. These creatures are fragile but unbroken, shaped by conditions that would crush nearly anything else. They remind us that life's instinct to endure doesn't fade, even in darkness deeper than imagination. Fact 13. The color of the ocean isn't blue by nature, it's an illusion of light. Water absorbs the red and yellow wavelengths of sunlight, leaving only blue to scatter back to our eyes. In shallow bays, where the sand reflects beneath clear water, the sea can appear turquoise or green. In deeper waters, where light disappears, it becomes a near-perfect black. Every shade tells a story about what lies beneath, the minerals suspended in the current, the algae drifting near the surface, the unseen depths that swallow color whole. The ocean's beauty isn't painted on its surface. It's woven into the light itself. Fact 14. The ocean moves with a pulse as steady as a heartbeat. Its vast currents, the Gulf Stream, the Kuroshio, the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, are rivers of warm and cold water that encircle the globe. They carry nutrients, heat, and life, connecting every coastline to every other. Without them, some regions would freeze while others would burn. Even now, small changes in these currents can shift the balance of weather and time. The ocean doesn't just shape the world's climate, it is the world's climate. The hidden force that keeps our planet breathing in rhythm. Fact 15. When rain falls into the sea, it doesn't vanish, it begins a long journey. That drop might mix with surface water for months before sinking into the deep, carried by slow currents that take centuries to complete their loops. Some of the water deep in the Pacific today last touched the air before the French Revolution. Each molecule carries with it a record of the world as it was, its temperature, its chemistry, even its breath. When scientists study the deep, they are reading a diary written in salt and motion, where every entry takes a lifetime to write. Fact 16. The ocean breathes through waves. Wind crosses the surface, transferring energy into motion, and the water rises in great rhythmic swells. These waves can travel across entire oceans, unbroken, carrying the echo of storms that have long since ended. When they reach the shore, they release their energy in a final sigh, reshaping the coastline grain by grain. The waves we hear tonight may have begun weeks ago on another continent in another climate. Every crash on the sand is the end of a journey that began far beyond the horizon. Fact 17. In the far north and south, the ocean freezes into ice that moves like a living thing. Sheets of it creak and shift, cracking like thunder as they collide. Beneath them, the water remains in motion, dark, silent, filled with creatures that navigate by sound and instinct. When the ice melts in spring, it releases nutrients that feed blooms of plankton, which in turn feed everything else. The polar seas are paradoxes, barren above, abundant below, and they remind us that even in the coldest, harshest corners of Earth, life still finds warmth in motion. Fact 18. Deep beneath the ocean floor lies an entire hidden world of water. Trapped in rock and sediment, it forms vast underground reservoirs, more water in total than all the surface oceans combined. This ancient water has been there for billions of years, untouched by light or air, still carrying the chemistry of a young Earth. It moves slowly through stone, drop by drop, shaping the crust from below. It's a reminder that the sea doesn't end at its surface. It seeps into the planet itself, becoming part of its bones. Fact 19. The ocean is a timekeeper. Every shell that forms in its depths records the rhythm of the planet, the temperature of the water, the pull of the tides, even the chemistry of the air. Fossilized shells have revealed entire eras of change, from ancient warm periods to the ice ages that followed. The smallest creatures, drifting unnoticed through the current, become the most faithful historians of the Earth. Their shells are like pages written in calcium and silence, waiting for someone to read them millions of years later. Fact 20. The ocean and the sky are mirrors of one another. Clouds form from its breath, rain returns what has evaporated, and storms rise from the warmth stored in its depths. The sea and the atmosphere are not separate worlds. They are one continuous cycle, endlessly exchanging energy. When you stand on a beach and feel the wind shift, when you watch the horizon blur into haze, you're witnessing a conversation that has been happening for billions of years. The quiet exchange between water and air, earth and sky. Fact 21. Sound travels farther underwater than light ever could. In the open ocean, a single low-frequency whale call can echo across entire basins, carrying messages hundreds, sometimes thousands, of miles. The water amplifies and bends sound, turning it into a language of pressure and vibration. Many creatures, whales, dolphins, even some fish, use this soundscape as their map. To them, the ocean is not silent, but full of meaning. The clicks of distant pods, the rumble of shifting ice, the rhythmic heartbeat of waves against the continental shelf. What seems to us like stillness is, to them, a chorus. Fact 22. In the twilight zone of the ocean, light fades but never fully dies. About 1,000 meters down, the world turns cobalt, then indigo, and finally black. Yet this is where the greatest light show on Earth begins: bioluminescence. Tiny plankton flash when disturbed, fish glow to lure prey or attract mates, and jellyfish drift like slow-burning stars. Entire clouds of organisms pulse together, creating silent lightning beneath the waves. It's not just beauty, it's survival. In this half-dark world, light becomes a form of language, a heartbeat, a whisper of presence in an endless night. Fact 23. The smell of the ocean, that sharp, clean scent that carries on the wind, comes from life and decay in equal measure. It's caused by dimethyl sulfide, a gas released by microscopic plankton when they die or are eaten. It rises into the air, mixes with clouds, and even influences rainfall and weather patterns. So when you breathe in that familiar ocean breeze, you're not just smelling salt, you're inhaling the breath of billions of tiny organisms that shape the planet's climate. Each one too small to see, but powerful enough to move storms. Fact 24. The ocean's surface hides mountains taller than Everest. Beneath the waves lies a landscape of ridges, valleys, and volcanoes stretching across the globe. The mid-Atlantic ridge, for example, runs like a scar down the center of the ocean floor, creating new crust as magma rises from below. It's the longest mountain chain on Earth, more than 40,000 miles long, and yet almost no one has ever seen it. The sea hides continents of stone, growing and shifting beneath our feet, reminding us that even what feels still is constantly being remade. Fact 25. Coral reefs are the rainforests of the sea, home to nearly a quarter of all marine life. They're built by countless small polyps, each one secreting limestone to form protective skeletons. Over centuries, these skeletons become massive structures, living cities that feed, shelter, and protect entire ecosystems. But they're also fragile. When the water warms or turns to acidic, the corals expel the algae that nourish them, turning white in a process called bleaching. It's a quiet death that spreads slowly, almost invisibly, across oceans. And yet, given time and care, reefs can recover. They've survived ice ages and extinctions before. They are, in their own delicate way, ancient survivors. Fact 26. The tides are the ocean's breath, drawn by the moon and the sun, pulling the water gently across the globe. On Earth, the moon's gravity lifts the ocean toward it, creating a bulge that moves as the planet spins. Every coastline, every bay, feels the rhythm of this invisible pull. For billions of years, the tides have shaped shorelines, guided migrations, and even influenced the evolution of life itself. The first creatures that crawled onto land followed tidal pools, carried forward by the moon's soft and ancient hand. Fact 27. Beneath certain parts of the ocean floor, entire lakes of liquid, asphalt, and brine exist, so heavy and alien that they form distinct boundaries within the sea. The Gulf of Mexico holds pools where salt water is so dense that it resists mixing, forming surreal, rippling surfaces beneath the water. Strange creatures live at their edges: mussels, shrimp, and tube worms that feed on chemical energy instead of sunlight. To them, the seafloor is a sky, and the brine pools below are their oceans. The deep sea is not one world, but many, layered upon each other like dreams. Fact 28. Every wave that reaches the shore is shaped by everything it has ever touched. A storm in the Pacific can send swells that travel thousands of miles, brushing against islands, passing over trenches, carrying traces of heat and salt from one hemisphere to another. By the time it arrives at your beach, the wave has been sculpted by winds you'll never feel, born of weather you'll never see. It's easy to forget that the sea at our feet is connected to every other that the smallest ripple is part of a motion that never truly ends. Fact 29. The deep ocean floor is covered in a fine layer of dust, not from land, but from the stars. Tiny grains of cosmic material, remnants of meteorites and interstellar matter, settle slowly through the water, taking thousands of years to reach the bottom. Down there, mixed with silt and shell fragments, they form the quiet record of the universe itself. Every handful of deep-sea sediment holds particles older than the sun, bits of worlds that burned out long before ours began. Even in the ocean's darkest places, the stars are always falling. Fact 30. The ocean doesn't end where it meets the land. It seeps into rock, into soil, into the air we breathe. The salt it carries becomes part of clouds, the moisture part of rain. The ocean is the foundation of all life, not just because it gave us our beginning, but because it sustains everything still. Every glass of water, every breath of oxygen, every living thing is touched by it. The sea is not separate from us. It is within us. When we listen to the waves, we are hearing the oldest part of ourselves calling softly back. Fact 31. The ocean once covered nearly all of Earth, hundreds of millions of years ago, before continents had settled into their current shapes. Much of the planet was a single, vast sea punctuated by scattered islands. Life thrived there long before anything lived on land. Ancient trilobites crawling through shallow mud, coral forests growing in warm green light. Over eons, tectonic shifts raised the ocean floor, birthing mountains and landmasses. The continents we walk on now were once seabeds, shaped by creatures whose shells turned to stone. In a way, we live upon the memory of oceans. Fact 32. The largest living structure on Earth is not a forest or a single animal. It's the Great Barrier Reef, stretching more than 1,400 miles along Australia's coast. It's so vast it can be seen from space. It's not a single reef, but thousands of smaller ones woven together, built by countless coral colonies working in quiet unity. It shelters thousands of species, fish, mollusks, turtles, sharks, and has been growing for 500,000 years. To swim there is to drift through a living cathedral, each coral branch a delicate column holding up an ancient, breathing world. Fact 33. The deep sea is Earth's final frontier, less explored than the surface of Mars. We've mapped the planets with more precision than our own seafloor. Darkness, pressure, and distance make exploration difficult. And yet every descent reveals something new. Transparent fish with mirror-like scales, squid longer than a bus, fields of white crabs clustering around volcanic vents. It's a world that doesn't need sunlight to survive, where heat, chemistry, and time create their own strange ecosystems. The ocean reminds us that mystery isn't somewhere else in the universe. It's right here beneath our feet. Fact 34. The ocean stores more heat than the atmosphere, acting as a buffer for the planet's climate. When the air warms, the sea absorbs much of that energy, slowing the rise in temperature. But this balance comes at a cost. Warmer waters expand and rise, melting ice and altering currents. The ocean's memory of heat lasts far longer than the air's. What we warm today, it will remember for centuries. Its calm surface hides a slow, patient recollection of everything humanity has done to change the world's breath. Fact 30. The sounds of the sea are ancient. Waves, wind, and the movement of tides form a kind of music that has existed since the planet's beginning. Before language, before cities, before any human voice, there was the rhythm of the ocean, a pulse so steady that even now our hearts seem to echo it. Scientists have found that listening to the sea can slow the human heartbeat, lower stress, and alter brain waves. Perhaps it's because, deep down, we recognize it. The sound of water is the sound of origin, the lullaby the earth has always sung. Fact 36. In the open ocean, there is no silence. Shrimp crackled their claws with bursts of sound, whales sing across miles, and even coral reefs hum faintly with the vibrations of life. The sea's soundscape is a constant, overlapping orchestra of existence. To us, it might seem chaotic, but to marine animals, it structures a map of echoes that guides them through darkness. When ships pass overhead or sonar pulses through the deep, that delicate sound world shatters. Many creatures lose their bearings. For them, silence is not peace, it's danger. Fact 36. The first life on Earth began in the ocean, not in sunlight, but in darkness. Around hydrothermal vents on the ancient seafloor, heat and minerals mixed with water, creating the chemistry that allowed life to form. Even now, those vents still breathe pillars of black smoke rising from cracks in the crust, surrounded by ecosystems that depend on no sunlight at all. In those depths, bacteria harvest energy from the planet's heat instead of the sun's. When we look into that dark water, we're peering into the cradle of everything that ever lived. Fact 30. Beneath the calm surface of tropical lagoons, coral reefs communicate through scent and sound. Young fish use faint chemical cues to find their way home, and tiny snapping shrimp create crackling sounds that attract others to safe waters. Entire communities of reef life are orchestrated by senses we can barely imagine, invisible signals that build connection, migration, belonging. The ocean doesn't just contain life, it coordinates it, binding every movement into the slow choreography of survival. Fact 39. Deep beneath the ice of Antarctica lies an entire hidden sea. Lake Vostok, buried under nearly 2 miles of solid ice, has been sealed off for millions of years. Scientists believe it may hold unique microorganisms, surviving in complete darkness, untouched by the surface world. It's a time capsule, a glimpse into what Earth's earliest oceans might have been, and perhaps what alien oceans could look like elsewhere in the universe. The deep cold preserves secrets that warmth would destroy, keeping fragments of Earth's distant past alive in silence. Fact 40. Every drop of seawater holds a universe. In just a teaspoon, there can be millions of microorganisms, plankton, bacteria, tiny larvae, drifting eggs. Some glow faintly. Others are transparent, like invisible glass. They rise toward the surface each night and sink back by day. The largest migration of life on the planet, happening in darkness, unseen. The ocean is not empty between the waves. It's filled with living dust, suspended in light and motion. What looks like emptiness is, in truth, abundance, moving quietly beneath the surface of the world. Fact 41. Somewhere in the middle of the Pacific lies a place called Point Nemo, the most remote location on Earth. It's so far from land that the nearest humans are often astronauts aboard the International Space Station, orbiting hundreds of miles above. The waters there are still eerily empty, cut off from most currents and life. Decommissioned spacecraft are sometimes directed to crash their sinking silently into the abyss. It's known as the spacecraft cemetery, where the creations of humankind return to the deep, resting among creatures that have never seen the sky. Fact 42. The ocean floor is a graveyard, not just for ships but for time itself. When living things die and sink, their bodies drift downward through miles of water, a slow rain of organic matter known as marine snow. It falls endlessly, particle by particle, forming a layer of memory on the seabed. Over thousands of years, it turns to sediment, preserving traces of everything that once lived. When scientists study these layers, they're reading a story written in dust and bone, a quiet record of life, death, and transformation. Fact 43. Deep in the ocean, there are waves we cannot see. They move not across the surface, but within vast internal tides that travel along boundaries between layers of different temperatures. Some of these waves rise hundreds of feet tall, rolling silently through darkness, breaking only when they strike underwater mountains or continental slopes. They shape the ocean's climate, stirring its nutrients and guiding the migrations of plankton and fish. To the surface, nothing seems to move, but below, the sea is constantly shifting, breathing in slow, invisible tides. Fact 44. There are creatures in the ocean older than trees. The Greenland shark, slow and ghost-like, can live for more than 400 years. It drifts through Arctic waters at the pace of glaciers. Blind and patient, its flesh toxic to most predators. These sharks were already swimming when Shakespeare was alive, and some may have been born before the founding of modern nations. Their heartbeat is so slow it can seem to stop entirely between pulses. They are living time, the sea's memory made flesh. Fact 45. The color of the deep sea isn't just black, it's layered darkness, changing with depth. First comes blue, fading to violet, then to gray, and finally to the pure absence of light. Some creatures there have no eyes because sight is meaningless. Others see in ways we can't imagine, detecting faint glimmers of bioluminescence like stars in eternal night. If you were to drift down through those depths, your world would fade gradually to nothing until only sound and pressure remained. The deeper you go, the quieter the universe becomes. Fact 46. Waves never truly end. When they crash against a shore, their energy doesn't vanish, it disperses, absorbed by sand, stone, and air, becoming part of the world's motion. The sound of the surf you hear is energy from storms that happened weeks ago, maybe half a world away. Every wave is a memory of wind, a ripple born of distant weather. And when you stand at the edge of the sea, that rhythm against your feet is history, arriving again and again in the shape of water. Fact 47. The ocean glows when disturbed. On certain nights, in calm, warm bays, the water flashes with light at the brush of a hand or the stroke of a paddle. This is caused by bioluminescent plankton, microscopic organisms that emit light when agitated, a defense mechanism that startles predators and attracts larger ones. In those moments, the sea becomes liquid starlight. Swimmers leave glowing trails behind them. Fish dart like comets beneath the surface. It feels like magic, but it's simply life expressing its presence in the oldest way, through light in the dark. Fact 48. The sea doesn't just shape the land, it builds it. Along volcanic ridges and island arcs, lava rises from beneath the crust and cools into new rock. Over time, coral and sand accumulate, forming beaches and atolls. Entire islands have been born from the ocean's fire, cooled by its water, sculpted by its tides. Some will one day sink again beneath the waves, recycled into the planet's restless crust. Every coastline, every mountain, every grain of sand began as part of this endless conversation between water and stone. Fact 4. Deep below, there are creatures that create light not for beauty, but survival. The anglerfish, for instance, dangles a glowing lure before its mouth, a bioluminescent trap that draws prey close enough to swallow whole. Some species host colonies of bacteria within their bodies, living symbiotically with their light. In a world without sunlight, these creatures become their own stars, carrying fragments of illumination within. It's a strange kind of existence, to live in darkness, so complete that one must generate one's own dawn. Fact 50. The ocean is ancient, but it is not eternal. Over geological time, water has moved between the surface and the deep interior of the earth. Trapped in minerals, released by volcanoes, lost to space molecule by molecule. There will come a time, far in the future, when the oceans will thin, the air will dry, and the blue of our world will fade. But for now, we live in its age, an age of waves, of currents, of motion. To look at the sea is to look at the present tense of the planet's heart. Fact 51. The ocean is filled with invisible architecture, lines of temperature, salinity, and current that create borders more precise than any drawn by human hands. Creatures follow these lines as though guided by instinctive maps. Tuna chase warm corridors that spiral across the Pacific. Plankton drift within thin, nutrient-rich layers. Whales follow the edges where cold and warm water meet. These invisible walls shape migration, survival, and the rhythm of ecosystems. The sea may appear open and endless, but beneath the surface it is a world of pathways and boundaries, written in motion rather than stone. Fact 52. When you dive beneath the surface, sound becomes something physical. It presses against your body, travels through your bones. Whales use this property to communicate across unimaginable distances. Blue whales can sing notes so deep that human ears can barely detect them, but other whales can hear them from halfway across an ocean. Those songs can last for hours, rising and falling in hypnotic patterns, echoing through valleys of water. To a whale, the sea is not dark or silent. It's an acoustic landscape shaped entirely by song. Fact 53. The ocean's pressure at great depth is enough to crush steel. Yet many creatures there are soft, fragile, almost fluid. Their bodies have adapted to survive by surrendering rather than resisting. The deep-sea snailfish, for example, thrives 7 miles down, where the weight of the water would pulverize anything rigid. Its bones are barely solid, its organs flexible, its body almost translucent. It survives by being part of the pressure, not fighting it. There's a strange wisdom in that life endures, not always through strength, but through yielding. Fact 54. The sea changes its mood with the moon. As it waxes and wanes, Tides shift, currents grow stronger, and the behavior of countless animals alters. Corals release their eggs during full moons, synchronizing reproduction across miles of reef. Certain fish spawn only when moonlight touches the shallows. Even predators time their hunts to the lunar rhythm. For as long as there has been life, the moon has been whispering to the ocean, and the ocean has been answering their conversation older than any living species. Fact 50. The salt in the ocean is ancient, older than most rocks, older than the continents. It comes from the slow erosion of Earth's crust, carried by rivers that pour their minerals into the sea. Over millions of years, those salts have accumulated, balancing in delicate proportion. If you were to taste seawater anywhere on Earth, it would be almost the same blend of sodium, magnesium, and calcium that fills our own blood. The chemistry of our bodies mirrors that of the ocean. We carry its memory inside us, in every heartbeat. Fact 56. The ocean hides its power behind calmness. A surface that looks still from above can conceal immense energy below. Internal currents moving silently, swells traveling unseen. When storms form, the sea's surface can rise by meters, wind shaping waves taller than buildings. Yet between those tempests are days of perfect glass, when the water reflects the sky so precisely that horizon and reflection disappear. Sailors call this the mirror calm, when the world seems suspended in stillness, time held in the balance between breath and motion. Fact 57. The ocean feeds the sky. Every day, billions of tons of water evaporate, rising to form clouds that drift across continents. That vapor becomes rain, rivers, and snow, and eventually returns to the sea again. The cycle is endless, patient, and precise. The water that falls on your window tonight may once have floated in the mid-Pacific, or been drawn from the Arctic ice, or fallen as monsoon rain on another hemisphere. Every droplet is a traveler, and the ocean is both its origin and its home. Fact 58. In the farthest reaches of the deep, volcanic vents create underwater chimneys known as black smokers. They spew scalding water rich in minerals, and around them bloom entire ecosystems. Shrimp without eyes, crabs with white shells, and worms taller than a person. These creatures feed not on sunlight, but on chemistry. They exist in complete darkness, nourished by heat from the planet's core. To stand near one would be to witness a different version of Earth, one that runs on fire instead of light. Ancient and self-sustaining. Fact 59. Some of the ocean's most beautiful creatures are also its most delicate. The kelp, a transparent, barrel-shaped animal, drifts in long chains through open water. It moves by contracting rhythmically, drawing in water and filtering tiny plankton for food. Despite its simplicity, the kelp plays a vital role in the global carbon cycle, carrying carbon from the surface to the deep sea as it descends. When they bloom in great numbers, they transform entire ecosystems. Fragile and fleeting, they are a quiet reminder of how something so soft can shape something so vast. Fact 60. When sunlight reaches the ocean, it doesn't simply stop, it slows. Light bends as it enters water, scattering into colors, sinking deeper with each wavelength. Red fades first, then orange, then yellow, until only blue remains. Even that blue is swallowed eventually, turning to shadow. If you could watch a single beam of sunlight descend, it would look like a thread unspooling, dissolving into darkness. The ocean holds light, not to keep it, but to let it fade, a place where even brightness learns how to rest. Fact 61. Beneath the Antarctic ice lies an entire hidden ocean, dark, silent, sealed away for millions of years. Lakes like Vostok and Willens are buried beneath sheets of frozen water nearly 2 miles thick, untouched by sunlight or surface life. Yet when scientists drilled down carefully, they found microbial communities thriving in the darkness, surviving on minerals and the faint warmth of the earth below. These ecosystems are so isolated that they may resemble alien oceans on other worlds, reminders that life finds a way, even in silence, even under ice. Fact 62. The ocean remembers sound longer than air does. When a noise echoes through water, it can travel for hundreds, even thousands of miles. During the Cold War, scientists recorded mysterious, low-frequency rumbles deep in the Pacific, strange, sustained moans they named the bloop. Decades later, they discovered it wasn't a creature, but the cracking of icebergs in the Antarctic, their sound magnified by the ocean itself. Even so, that discovery carried its own awe, that the earth speaks through water. And sometimes we mistake its voice for something alive. Fact 63. Coral reefs are not stones. They are cities. Each reef is built by living corals, colonies of tiny animals that secrete limestone to protect themselves. Over centuries, these structures grow, forming habitats that support a quarter of all marine species. A reef breathes, feeds, and even fights. It can wage chemical warfare against encroaching corals or heal after storms. But reefs are fragile. When stressed by heat, corals lose their color, expelling the algae that nourish them. The ocean's brightest gardens can turn ghost white in a matter of days. And yet, even then, some begin again, regrowing from the smallest surviving fragments, rebuilding life from loss. Fact 64. In the open ocean, far from land, there are vast drifting communities of algae known as the Sargasso Sea. Unlike any other region of the Atlantic, it has no coastline, just floating forests of golden brown seaweed that provide shelter for countless creatures. Eels from both Europe and North America are born there, beginning their mysterious migrations in its calm dunes. The seaweed moves endlessly in slow spirals, never anchored, never still. It's an entire ecosystem adrift, a world without borders, suspended in blue infinity. Fact 6. The tides don't simply pull the sea, they pull us too. Our bodies, made mostly of water, feel the same lunar rhythms that sway the ocean. While subtle, studies suggest that human sleep, mood, and even biological cycles can shift with the moon's phases. Ancient cultures knew this instinctively. They timed harvests, ceremonies, and journeys by the tides. To live near the sea is to live in sync with something larger, a heartbeat that belongs not to one being, but to the planet itself. Fact 6. Some fish never stop moving, not even to sleep. Species like tuna and certain sharks must swim constantly to pass water over their gills, ensuring they can breathe. Their rest happens in fragments. Half their brain remains alert, while the other half drifts into slumber. This state, called unihemispheric sleep, allows them to stay alive in the current. It's a reminder that rest doesn't always mean stillness. Sometimes it means finding peace while still in motion. Fact 60. The ocean has its own rain, but it falls upward. Under extreme heat from undersea volcanoes, water can boil and rise as bubbles through the pressure of the deep. Around hydrothermal vents, this upward rain is rich with minerals that feed whole ecosystems. What looks like shimmering silver storms beneath the surface is, in truth, the ocean giving itself life, fire, and water working together in reverse gravity to create abundance in the dark. Fact 60. In the quiet zones of the sea, where no light reaches and no waves disturb, lies a layer known as the abyssopelagic zone, sometimes called the midnight zone. Here, pressure is so immense that air cannot exist, and yet the creatures that live here thrive in near stillness. Giant squid, bioluminescent jellyfish, and transparent predators drift through infinite blackness, each adapted perfectly to an environment of near silence. If you could stand there, it would feel like being inside the memory of the world untouched, slow and complete. Fact 69. Some of the ocean's oldest stories come not from maps or instruments, but from human memory. Pacific Island navigators once sailed thousands of miles using only the stars, the color of the water, and the way waves reflected off unseen islands. They could feel the ocean's patterns through the movement of their canoes, reading swells like language. These techniques, called wayfinding, are now being revived by new generations. To know the sea this way is to know it not as a barrier, but as a bridge, a living map that speaks in rhythm and wind. Fact 70. The ocean doesn't end where the land begins, it continues within us. The minerals in our blood, the salt on our skin, even the rhythm of our heartbeat all echo its pulse. Every drop of rain, every stream, every tear we shed eventually returns to the sea. In that sense, the ocean is not out there. It is something we carry, something that carries us. When we look at the horizon and feel that quiet pull toward it, it's not imagination. It's memory. It's home calling itself home. Fact 71. In the darkest depths of the ocean, some creatures create their own light. Bioluminescence, the ability to produce light through chemical reactions, is one of nature's oldest tricks. For deep-sea beings, it's not just beauty, it's survival. Some used light to lure prey, others to hide from it. The anglerfish, for example, carries a glowing lure above its mouth, like a lantern in the dark. Some shrimp can eject glowing clouds, confusing predators like underwater fireworks. Even plankton shimmer when disturbed, causing waves to sparkle at night. What looks like magic from above is, beneath the surface, a language of light, flickering messages written in color and silence. Fact 72. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, is nearly 7 miles down, so deep that if Mount Everest were placed there, its peak would still be more than a mile underwater. The pressure there is immense, more than 1,000 times than at the surface, enough to crush a human instantly. Yet, in that crushing dark, life persists. Strange, gelatinous creatures drift slowly through the abyss. Translucent fish with eyes that face upward to catch any hint of light. Down there, everything moves with deliberate stillness, shaped by an environment that rewards patience over speed. The trench is less like a place and more like a pause in the world, a vast, eternal breath. Fact 73. Every year, vast blooms of phytoplankton spread across the surface of the world's oceans, painting the water green, turquoise, and silver. These microscopic plants are invisible to the naked eye, yet they produce more than half of Earth's oxygen. Each breath you take carries the work of countless drifting organisms you'll never see. They feed whales, fish, and even influence the planet's climate. When you look out at the horizon, it's easy to think of the sea as empty, but it's never still. It's alive with the invisible breath of trillions. Fact 74. The sound of the ocean isn't random. Beneath the waves, it has a rhythm. Low hums from distant waves colliding, clicks from whales, the crackling of shrimp, and the slow groan of shifting ice. To scientists, these sounds are clues. Sonar maps reveal seafloor mountains, shipwrecks, and migrating animals. But to the human ear, the ocean's song is more than data. It's memory. If you close your eyes and listen carefully, what you hear is time passing in slow motion, shaped by wind and gravity and tide. Fact 7. Whales are the ocean's wanderers. Born in warm shallows, they travel thousands of miles through open water each year. The blue whale, the largest animal ever known, can grow to nearly 100 feet long and weigh as much as 200 tons. Its heart alone is the size of a small car, beating so slowly that you could count the seconds between pulses. Yet, despite their size, whales move with quiet grace. They navigate by song, low rumbling notes that can travel across entire oceans, to drift through the dark and find others through sound alone. That is the poetry of their lives. Fact 76. There are rivers and waterfalls within the ocean itself, where layers of water with different salinities meet, such as where dense, salty currents sink beneath lighter ones. They form underwater cascades that dwarf anything on land. The Denmark Strait Cataract, for example, is the largest waterfall on Earth. Hidden beneath the surface between Greenland and Iceland, cold, heavy Arctic water plunges down nearly 2 miles before mixing with the Atlantic. It's a reminder that even the deepest sea holds secrets we can't see, invisible landscapes, flowing silently beneath the waves. Fact 7. The ocean floor isn't smooth. It's a vast mountain range, stretching longer than any on land, the mid-ocean ridge. This ridge runs for over 40,000 miles around the globe, a continuous scar where new crust forms as molten rock pushes upward. Every year, the Earth is remade inch by inch from beneath the sea. Volcanoes rise, new islands form, and old seafloor sinks back into the deep trenches. We think of continents as stable, but beneath the waves, the planet is always changing. Slow, patient, unstoppable. Fact 7. The ocean once had no blue. Billions of years ago, it may have been green or even red, rich with iron and chemical soup before oxygen filled the air. When life began, microscopic and fragile, it changed the chemistry of everything. The water cleared, and the color we now call ocean blue was born. So when you look out across the sea, what you see is not just water, it's history. Every wave reflects an ancient transformation, the moment life altered the planet forever. Fact 79. The Arctic and Antarctic seas breathe in rhythm with the seasons. In summer, When the ice melts, light floods the water and feeds blooms of plankton, drawing whales, fish, and birds in a frenzy of life. In winter, as the ice returns, the ocean grows still and silent, sealing itself away beneath frozen glass. Yet, even then, the life beneath doesn't stop. It slows, conserving energy, waiting for the sun to return. The polar oceans remind us that even in stillness, there is preparation, that rest is part of the cycle of living. Fact 80. The ocean is not infinite. It just feels that way. It regulates the planet's climate, absorbs carbon, and provides food for billions. But it is changing. Warming waters bleach coral reefs, currents shift, and rising levels reshape coastlines. And yet, the ocean endures. It has survived asteroid impacts, ice ages, and mass extinctions. It will outlast us, to reshaping itself as it always has. The sea does not resist time. It becomes it. To stand at the shore is to face eternity, restless, shimmering, and alive. Fact 81. Somewhere in the world's deepest trenches, water seeps into the Earth's crust through cracks and fissures, only to re-emerge thousands of years later through volcanic vents. This slow, endless recycling means that the ocean is not just on the planet, it is part of its pulse. Some of the water that touches your skin when you swim may have last seen the surface when the continents were one. Every wave is, in a sense, a message from deep time, returned to us after an age in the dark. Fact 80. The ocean doesn't forget light. It transforms it. In the upper few hundred meters, sunlight bends and scatters into colors, red first, then orange, then yellow, fading as the water deepens until only blue remains. Beyond that, darkness takes over completely. Yet, many deep-sea creatures create their own light, illuminating their world with blues, greens, and soft flashes. To them, brightness is not the absence of dark, but something born from it, proof that life adapts not by resisting the void, but by learning to glow within it. Fact 83. Beneath the calm of the ocean's surface, there are currents that circle the entire planet. This global conveyor belt, as scientists call it, carries warm and cold water across the world's seas, regulating temperature and climate. It's a system so vast and slow that a single water molecule can take 1,000 years to complete the circuit. When you stand on a beach, the water washing over your feet may have last touched another continent centuries ago. The ocean's movements are a kind of time travel, invisible, steady, eternal. Fact 8. There are fish that walk. In the shallows of tropical reefs and tide pools, species like the frogfish and the handfish use modified fins to crawl across the seafloor. Others, like mudskippers, climb mangrove roots and breathe air for hours at a time. These creatures remind us that life is not fixed. It experiments, constantly blurring the boundary between sea and land. Once, hundreds of millions of years ago, it was from such shallow waters that our own ancestors began to crawl toward the shore. Fact 8. The ocean floor is littered with the remains of shipwrecks, more than 3 million of them by some estimates. Each one a time capsule of human history. Bronze Age trade ships, Viking longboats, galleons laden with gold, and submarines lost to war. But over time, even these remnants of tragedy become part of the sea. Coral grows across wooden beams, fish nest inside rusted metal, and life slowly reclaims what was once built to defy it. Every wreck, in the end, becomes a reef. Every story finds rest beneath the waves. Fact 8. The sea's deepest point, Challenger Deep, was first explored in 1960 by Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh. Their descent took nearly 5 hours in a small submersible called Trieste, which creaked under the crushing pressure as they sank. When they finally reached the bottom, 7 miles down, they saw something astonishing. Life. A small, flat, fish-like creature gliding slowly over the sediment. Even there, in the most extreme environment on Earth, existence persisted, delicate, resilient, and utterly unafraid of the dark. Fact 8. The sea doesn't end with the shore, it seeps beneath it. Beneath beaches and continents, salt water mixes with fresh water in vast, hidden aquifers that move through rock and sand. These underground oceans are older than civilization, older than cities, older than us. Some scientists believe they may even contain unique forms of microbial life untouched for millions of years. The world beneath our feet hums with quiet motion, unseen but unending. Fact 8. Jellyfish are among the oldest living creatures on Earth, predating dinosaurs by hundreds of millions of years. They have no heart, no brain, no bones, just a body of water, muscle, and light. Some species, like Torritopsis dorni, can even revert to their juvenile form when injured, effectively starting life anew. They are, in a way, immortal, drifting through the currents, glowing softly in the dark. They are living echoes of a time when the earth was still young and the sea was everything. Fact 8. Every shoreline is in motion. Waves, tides, and storms constantly reshape the meeting place between land and sea. A beach today may not exist a decade from now. An island can vanish in a century. But this isn't destruction, it's transformation. The ocean is sculpting the world, grain by grain, wave by wave. When you walk by the shore, you are standing on the work of thousands of years, and it is still being written beneath your feet. Fact 90. The ocean may be our planet's oldest home, but it is also its greatest mystery. We have mapped Mars more completely than the seafloor. We know the surface of the moon better than the deep trenches of our own world. Yet, that mystery is not a failure, it's an invitation. To explore, to imagine, to listen, because the sea does not reveal itself all at once. It whispers and waits, and reminds us that wonder is not found in knowing everything, but in realizing how much there still is to know. Fact 91. In the deepest parts of the ocean, where sunlight cannot reach, creatures have evolved to glow in the dark, not as decoration, but as a tool for survival. Bioluminescence allows fish, jellyfish, and even tiny crustaceans to communicate across vast stretches of water, to lure prey or to hide from predators in absolute darkness. Some squid can flash intricate patterns to confuse hunters, while anglerfish dangle glowing lures that tempt the curious to come too close. In these hidden realms, light becomes a language, a weapon, and a lifeline, painting the pitch-black depths with faint, eerie brilliance that only the most specialized eyes can see. Fact 92. Beneath the waves, immense underwater mountain ranges, called mid-ocean ridges, stretch for tens of thousands of kilometers, rising from the seafloor like jagged veins of the planet itself. These mountains form as tectonic plates slowly drift apart, allowing molten rock to rise and create new crust, shaping the ocean floor in a continuous, silent ballet of creation. Submerged volcanoes erupt, sometimes forming islands over centuries, other times collapsing into the depths, leaving ghostly remnants behind. The ocean floor is alive with movement and change, a reminder that the seas are not still or inert, but a vast, breathing landscape that constantly reshapes the earth beneath us. Fact 93. The ocean's currents function like a global circulatory system, moving heat, nutrients, and even microscopic life across thousands of kilometers. The Gulf Stream carries warmth to distant shores, affecting weather and climate far from its waters, while the Antarctic circumpolar current sweeps cold water around the southern hemisphere, connecting entire ecosystems. These invisible rivers of motion reveal that the ocean is a single, interwoven network where every wave and every current, no matter how small, plays a part in sustaining life across unimaginable distances. Fact 94. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are teeming with life despite occupying only a tiny fraction of the ocean's surface. These intricate structures are created over centuries by tiny, delicate polyps that extract calcium from seawater to build massive colonies. Reefs provide shelter, food, and breeding grounds for thousands of species, from tiny fish to giant predators, creating bustling underwater cities. When reefs bleach or die due to environmental stress, entire ecosystems wobble, showing how fragile these vibrant communities are, yet how essential they remain to the ocean's overall balance. Fact 90. The ocean acts as Earth's vast memory keeper, preserving traces of climate, life, and change over millions of years. Layers of sediment, shells, and chemical deposits form a timeline, recording ice ages, warming events, and even mass extinctions. Scientists can study this hidden archive to understand the past and predict future shifts, showing that the ocean is not merely a body of water, but a chronicle of life itself, quietly storing the secrets of time that human history cannot contain. Fact 96. Whales are the ocean's long-distance travelers, migrating thousands of kilometers each year, guided by magnetic fields, temperature gradients, and subtle cues from their environment. Their haunting songs travel miles through water, a form of communication that can connect individuals across oceans. These migrations stir nutrients from the deep to surface waters, shape marine ecosystems, and remind us that life in the ocean is connected on scales we cannot fully perceive. Each journey is a testament to endurance, navigation, and the invisible threads linking all ocean life. Fact 90. The surface of the ocean is never truly calm, a shifting mosaic of waves, foam, and currents shaped by wind, tides, and temperature differences. Every ripple carries energy, influencing the movement of plankton, the hunting patterns of fish, and the flight paths of seabirds. This ceaseless motion is a quiet rhythm, a heartbeat of the planet that humans can feel only in part. Each wave, whether tiny or monumental, is part of a larger system, an endlessly dynamic pulse that connects life from the surface to the deepest trenches. Fact 9. The ocean is a realm of extremes, where some creatures survive in conditions that would instantly kill a human. Deep-sea fish withstand pressures hundreds of times greater than at the surface, while extremophile microbes thrive near superheated hydrothermal vents, drawing energy from chemicals instead of sunlight. These astonishing adaptations reveal that life is remarkably inventive and resilient, and that the ocean is a laboratory of survival, where organisms evolve to meet challenges that are unimaginable to us, creating ecosystems that are both alien and mesmerizing. Fact 9. Across history, the ocean has swallowed ships, cities, and mysteries, quietly preserving them in its depths. Sunken wrecks and ruins become artificial reefs, drawing fish, corals, and crustaceans into new life. Each submerged artifact carries stories of human ambition, exploration, and tragedy, slowly returning to the rhythms of the sea. In this way, the ocean acts as both preserver and eraser, a keeper of memory and a reminder that everything, no matter how monumental, eventually becomes part of the timeless flow beneath the waves. Fact 100. The ocean is the largest habitat on Earth, covering more than 70% of the planet's surface, yet more than 80% remains unexplored. Every dive, every sonar sweep reveals new species, unknown behaviors, and hidden landscapes. It is a world of mystery, beauty, and endless wonder, a place that humbles us, connects us, and reminds us that despite all our knowledge, Earth still holds secrets older and deeper than time itself. To float upon the ocean is to touch something vast and eternal, to glimpse the rhythms of a living planet that has existed for billions of years, quietly shaping life in ways we are only beginning to understand. Asterisk, asterisk, and that. Sleepy friends, is where we leave the ocean for now. A world that never truly sleeps, but breathes in slow, endless rhythms beneath the surface. The ocean has always been a kind of mirror, hasn't it? It reflects the sky, the storms, even our own restlessness. It reminds us how small we are and how connected everything still is. The salt in our blood, the tides that pull at our hearts, the quiet pulse of life that began there billions of years ago. As you drift toward sleep tonight, imagine it, that deep blue stillness stretching beyond the horizon. Somewhere, whales are singing in the dark, currents are turning, light is fading through water that has never been touched by the sun. And in that silence, there's peace. The ocean doesn't rush. It just moves endlessly, patiently, shaping the world one wave at a time. If you've been listening with your eyes closed, thank you for letting your thoughts drift with me. Tell me where you're listening from tonight. Are you near the coast or far inland, dreaming of the sound of waves? What time is it where you are? What part of the ocean do you think about most? The calm surface, the stormy depths, or the hidden places no one's ever seen? If this helped you find a little calm, or reminded you of how vast and beautiful our planet really is, I'm glad you're here. These quiet journeys are meant for moments like this, where the day fades and something gentler takes its place. So breathe deeply now. Let the tide of thought pull back. Let the sound of the ocean linger just a moment longer. And when you close your eyes, imagine the world beneath the waves, silent, ancient, and waiting. Good night, and see you soon.